Barack Obama still got a long way to go. Even after he's done with Hillary Clinton, uh, he still has the uphill battle with McCain, which a lot of black people probably not even thinking about. We so fixated on um, um, the battle with Hillary Clinton that once he becomes the Democratic nominee, he gets the Democratic nomination. Um, he got to go against a Republican funded candidate. So the money that he's raising, he making, he raised twice the amount of money than Hillary Clinton is raising. But that's only a drop in the bucket compared to what McCain has, or regardless of what they're showing in his books. Because when it comes down to it, people gonna come out the woodwork to support McCain, and I think his biggest momentum, McCain's big momentum is going to be on the war issue, and the economy issue. I think on the economy issue, McCain, pretty much as a Republican, he pretty much is in the position to say what people want to hear at a time where America appears to be at the beginning of a recession. He's going to tell you that tax breaks. You know what I'm saying? We cutting taxes, and we support rebates, and we support empowering businesses that in turn will they're supposed to create jobs, and those are the type of things that people want to hear. Whereas Barack Obama, as a Democrat, he wants to improve the law, and create programs, which in turn cost money, which in turn means he either has to cut other programs or he has to raise taxes. So that's one particular issue, and I think that's one avenue that McCain will take. The other thing is on the war. There's a lot of controversy about what side is Barack Obama on in terms of the war. They said earlier on, around I think it was 2003 or something like that. Earlier on, he actually made statements to the effect of supporting the war, which Barack Obama turned around and said, he was just pretty much being patriotic. It's at a time with terrorism and all these different things happening since 9/11. There are certain moments in politics where you want to take a patriotic stand, and that was pretty much the gist, at least of what I understood, that Barack Obama, that's how he explained his comments. But then later, in his current stand is that he's against the war. He wants a withdrawal of the troops, but he wants to leave like a small, almost skeleton, crew type of, force. He wants to leave over there, so, but McCain is in it for the long haul, and I kind of see, the Republican standpoint, but it's just that how they got to this point. You know what I mean? I'm against how the Republicans pretty much, well, Bush, the Bush regime, or whatever you want to call it, they pretty much invaded, Iraq, which had nothing to do with, 9/11, but they pretty much put all the emphasis on on the invasion of Iraq and blowing it up and then stabilizing it. All the emphasis was put on that, and they got in too deep with Iraq. We're not even at war with Iraq. We're just invading the country. We're trying to stabilize it. We stand over there just because we trying to play this police role, but we caused the instability in that country, a country that did not was not responsible for the attacks on 9/11. In fact, Saddam Hussein was not um, executed for the attacks on 9/11. He was executed for for what he did in his own country. So, but nonetheless, we in so deep with it. So many troops, what 4,000 plus troops have died. 30,000 plus troops are injured. When we talking about injuries, we talking about broken arms, people can't walk again, and so on and so forth. 30,000 plus, and with more troops on the way. And so the thing is, when all these people dying, how do we justify this war? And how do we justify a war that we're spending billions of dollars on every month? How do we justify it when our own economy is suffering? And the only thing I could think of is that you got to make this war. You got to get that oil now. Y'all done went over there. Y'all done went over there and invaded these people's country. You might as well go ahead and do what you went over there to do in the first place, and go ahead and make, the oil. The thing about it is, they're not gonna just outright take the oil. They're trying to do it where they set up this little puppet Iraq government and Iraqi government, and then we bring all our businesses and investments, or the friends of the Bush administration, and so on and so forth. And now that they're in there, maybe it's time for a black president or a woman to get in there because it's gonna be very murky. The foreign politics on that's gonna be very, history is gonna remember. Somebody's gonna be the fall guy for that, and that's the upcoming president. So we really gonna have to work to come up with some good policies to really smooth that whole issue out. So I think McCain is for the war, and Barack Obama seems to be against the war, and at the same time, the war they've gotten in is so deep that it almost has to be finished correctly, the right way. The withdrawal, if it's going to be a withdrawal, it has to be done with certain goals have to be set, so we'll see how that works out. But I think at this point, that's what Barack Obama needs to be focusing on. McCain. I think Clinton. Yeah, I mean, people tired of the same old same, man. She was president once when her husband was, so-called president. She was really the president. She wanted to be president twice, and it's the same old thing. People want something new ideas, from the city to the heartland. They're trying to bring it about. People in Pennsylvania, Philly, and whatever's over there, y'all, represent, vote for Barack Obama, let's make this happen and make history and make some changes in this country. That's it.